Hello, 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 real estate agents in Arizona. This is the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with Joey Sampaga, the man with the plan.
Yes,
How's it going over there?
Doing phenomenal,
Good.
thank you.
We are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little deeper.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, hey, we're excited to have Jake Krabbe back in the house.
Yes, Jake.
One of our top sponsors for the Weekly Closer. You can find all his information right there at theweeklycloser.com, so go check it out. If you missed last month's episode, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
They always are.
Make sure to check that one out, too. There's a lot of Fannie Mae updates that Jake went over in that episode and some cool single property websites that Academy's using now to help the agents get their properties out there and get them seen. So make sure to reach out to Jake. Hey, you know what? I hear that you have a birthday coming up.
Oh, we're so close. 29th, the big 3-0.
3-0. Okay, you're going somewhere, right?
Going to Vegas. You have to,
Vegas.
right?
Vegas.
You have to go to Vegas, right? Little guys' weekend trip.
All right.
So it should be fun. Haven't been to Vegas in a while.
All right. Well, business has been good, so I'm sure that you're going to take a little extra cash.
Yeah, maybe, you know. I like craps.
Don't tell me you just go to the show.
No. I don't know if I've ever seen a show in Vegas. We don't have craps tables here in Arizona. It drives me. I don't like the electronic ones. I like throwing the dice. That's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Throwing the dice.
Yeah, I've never played that.
Oh,
So.
we'll get, the craps is fun.
Is it just? It looks complicated.
It looks complicated because
does.
the middle is where it takes all your money. Keep your stuff on the outside. That's what I always tell people.
Is that what it
Yep,
is?
play the pass line. Maybe play 6 and 8, a couple. But as soon as you start getting those little bets in the middle, that's where they really take your money.
There you go.
Play the outside.
Good advice, right there.
You want to take a rookie with you too. So you always have that rookie luck.
Oh,
the first time. So the first time you're always going to win money.
There you go, Jeff.
Yeah.
What?
You can tag along.
Yeah, you can tag along. You
tag
can
along.
be our rookie roller.
Oh man. What weekend is that? I think Joey. I think you and I will be.
Joey's got a birthday too.
Well, I think we'll be headed
do.
on a cruise. We're doing
Not together.
No. Oh yeah, no. Sorry about that. Let me my wife and I and Joey and his wife.
There you go.
Going on a cruise. We're actually teaching a class.
Yes, we are.
It's a real estate cruise, believe it or not.
Oh,
so
cool.
it's cool. The agents can. It's a full week. What is it? The Mexican Riviera.
That's right.
Okay. You can get your full 24-hour credits on this cruise
Wow.
if you take. So it's kind of cool. We're going to be teaching a class on social media. It'll be fun.
Yep.
That's cool.
Anyway, we'll share some of that, I'm sure, when we get back on a later episode. But so tell us you have your own radio show.
Yeah.
Let me hear about that.
Yeah, just passed our 2-year anniversary, actually, of that show. It's called Valley Real Estate News is the name of the show. It's on 960 The Patriot. Airs every Saturday, 12 to 1. And it's just all about real estate, mortgage, pretty much anything finance, anything in our little community, right? I've had insurance agents on, contractors, landscapers, you name it.
All right.
So always looking for good guests. So if anybody out there ever has any interest in coming on the show.
Some cool stuff, maybe?
Yeah.
Got
something fun to present.
Have somebody come on and talk about all the really weird MLS pictures.
Yeah.
Sometimes...
No, there's crazy stuff out there.
You're going to want to do that one the visual, probably.
Right?
But, anyway. Hey, let's break into appraisals.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of chatter.
Been a little bit of hot button.
Yeah, about appraisals happening. Yeah. So, and I know, well, let's just let you say what's kind of going on.
So the biggest thing is we have seen lately a high number of appraised values coming in low. And they've ranged. We've had some big ones, but it's a lot of like little stuff, $5,000-$10,000, just enough to make it really inconvenient for the deal, right? And there's a couple reasons for that. One, obviously the market's really hot, low inventory, and we're really pushing, right? That's competitive for buyers. We got bidding wars, which I totally get. I think the bigger one that's really starting to come into play is how the appraisers are actually completing their reports. And there's one big change, and there was kind of a big hubbub about it maybe 18 months ago, where Fannie Mae started doing these valuations kind of on the back end. And every appraisal now gets what they call a CU score. It's graded 1 to 5. And I can never remember if lower is better or higher is better. I think lower is better, but I can never remember.
Okay.
But one of the big changes in that is it used to be where they valued homes that were a shorter time frame. So they wanted something 6 months or more recent. And they allowed them to kind of expand that search area a little bit wider to get that. Well, that's now shifted to where they've said we want homes in closer proximity, and we don't care so much about the time frame. So now appraisers are going as much as a year out and finding homes that are closer, and I think that's really
that would make sense.
It's kept values down.
Definitely hurt the
They'll do time of sale adjustments, but it's usually not enough. You know, it doesn't do it justice to where, you know, you've got this home and it's in one community, and maybe a half mile away there's 2 or 3 homes that really support our value that sold within the last 30 days.
Right.
But now the appraiser is saying, well, I've got this home that sold 11 months ago that's across the street. I think this is a better comparable.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that's kind of kept values down a little bit. And it's been a lot of we've had a lot of frustrated agents. We get frustrated as well. And it's really the appraisers, they're trying to get those low scores or high scores, whichever one's better. Whichever one's better.
To score better.
Yeah, exactly. Because what happens is they run these through and get the CU score, and Fannie Mae basically spits out, here's these other 4 comps that we think you should have used. Explain why you didn't. And it gets tough. So the appraisers are trying to be more conservative and not have to go back and do that extra work.
Okay. So it's kind of like a getting an Amazon rating or something, right?
Yeah.
Or the reviews, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And if they get too many low or high or whatever the bad
whatever the bad one is,
then they can be, well, they might not be.
Yeah, I don't know what
in the mix.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of reprimand there is for them. I don't know if they get docked points, or I don't know the intricacies of that. I just know that, you know, that's been a big change for us. I
think they automatically make them move their business from Arizona,
right?
Which is, you know, a lot of movement in the market to maybe out to Kansas or something.
There you go. Back to Iowa.
That way it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
It's pretty just standard appraisal. Right?
Yeah,
they can't mess it up.
Same house sells for the same price year after year.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Well, that's interesting. So this appraisal thing too, you know, I was hearing somebody talk not too long ago, and so the buyer. So the options are the buyer either has to come in with the excess,
with the difference,
or they agree to split somehow.
Yeah,
right?
Lower the sales price,
or the deal could probably just fall out.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's what happens quite a bit. You know, especially if there's a big enough difference. You know, or the seller really needs those proceeds. You know, they're hoping for a cash offer, or hoping somebody's going to pay over the appraised value.
Right,
so it definitely
so I wonder,
throws a wrench in the game plan.
So that brings up a question then: if that appraisal was done, and let's say that deal falls out, somebody else comes along and another appraisal is ordered within 2 weeks of that last one falling out, is there anything that, are they looking at what the previous appraiser, I mean, like Fannie Mae, would they look at any? No,
only FHA.
On the
It's
FHA
only
side,
one.
right?
FHA sticks with the property for 120 days.
Okay.
Other than that, it's like the other appraisal never even happened. And we have had some success where there is a process to actually dispute the first appraisal report and get a whole nother one done.
Right.
It's a little bit of a lengthy process. We first have to submit comps, have the appraiser do a reconsideration of value. They have to address our comps. Then we actually take it to our appraisal department. We have licensed appraisers that work for us in our corporate office, and they review these appraisal reports, and they'll say, yeah, I agree, there's some stuff, you know, wrong here, this could be different. They'll throw out the first one and let us order a second one entirely. Right. We've had some success with that. We've had some not success with that.
Got it. Okay. All right. Now, you mentioned before the show that not only this appraisal thing going on here, but also with what are the property inspection, like waivers? What about that?
Yeah,
so let's hear that.
So we're like maybe 6 months into Fannie Mae kind of offering this, and in the latest Fannie Mae 10.1 that we talked about last month, they kind of expanded that a little bit. So on conventional loans, you have to have at least a 90% LTV, but we're really only seeing them with at least 20% down or 20% equity.
Yeah.
Basically, you put in the subject property address, and when they run the automated underwriting system, Fannie Mae's doing their valuation of that property, and based on the sales price or value that you plugged in, it might just tell you, yeah, we agree, you have the ability to waive an appraisal if you want. And then the buyer or the refinancer has the ability to basically sign a form that says, I waive my ability or waive my right to an appraisal.
Yeah.
It's pretty handy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I would say with some built-in equity, it's probably not.
Yeah, it's not a lot of risk.
Really.
Yeah, it's definitely not a lot of risk. And talking to my colleagues around the country, other places are seeing them more frequently than we are in Arizona because we are such a rapidly appreciating market.
Yeah.
Some of these other places that are really stable, out in the Midwest where home prices don't vary that much,
right,
they get them a little bit more than we do. Again, we're always pushing that envelope, trying to boost prices up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're seeing them, especially on refinances.
All right. You also mentioned too, and I know we'll move into the next segment here, but you mentioned some refinance programs. I don't know if it's purchasing programs or not, but less documentation required.
Yeah, so it's called Day One Certainty.
Okay.
Through Fannie Mae, and it's purchases and refinances both.
Okay.
Basically, we utilize a service called the Work Number, which is owned by Equifax, and about 70 to 75% of employers actually report to the Work Number now.
Okay.
All the employment data. So we'll go, and if their verification of employment is on there, we'll pull those figures. Fannie Mae will essentially say, yeah, those numbers work, and then no income documentation is required. No pay stubs, no W-2s, no tax returns, none of that stuff, which is great for our borrowers. It's making it easier and easier for them, less documentation, and we're close to having that for assets as well. We're going to have the same thing where the borrower will be able to say, yep, do my assets as well. They'll actually go to their bank, grab their bank statements on their behalf.
Got it.
A lot of less legwork for the borrowers, easier for us, and it's great because there's not a lot of human error, right? We can't calculate the income wrong, or we can't miss something on a pay stub, or things like that cause us issues post-close.
Got it. Okay. Lots of changes.
And changes for the better, which I like, because we've kind of just been so hard to qualify and so tedious for home buyers, and we want it to get easier. We don't want it to get too crazy, this stated income stuff. This is income that can be verified.
Right.
It's not somebody just making up numbers. We're going and verifying these calculations.
Oh, so I can't say I work at fast food, but I make $10,000 a month.
You can.
Okay.
You can say that, but we're going to go ahead and verify that and say no, that's not true.
You mean I can't just state that, but then verify some assets? Say I have $500,000 in the bank.
Yeah. No.
Oh wait, I have to verify that too. Don't I?
Nope, that doesn't work.
Well, what about the ninja loans? No,
doesn't work. I don't think we'll get back there.
No, I don't think that. I mean, if we did, it might get a little messy.
Yeah. I talked to my dad last night, and I told him, I said, hey, if we ever get back to that point, I'll call you and tell you, let you know the world's coming to the end again.
Yeah.
I got the inside scoop now.
Sell your house.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, let's get into the ring with the Maniacs again.
Yeah, let's do it.
And let's just we're just gonna go with whatever comes up on this one. How about that? But first, why don't you share? Hopefully, I'm not putting you on the spot here, but why don't you? What are you seeing out there? Kind of the most successful agents, that you're working with. What are they doing to be successful?
Yeah.
What do you?
It's the same thing for agents and loan officers and everybody. I mean, it's that. Having a business plan, right? Having a plan of action of what are you going to do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis for a whole year, and forecasting that out,
right?
And really having that plan, sticking to it, and being consistent. If you're going to hold open houses and that's where you're getting business from, hold open houses 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a social media master, get on social media, have good content that people like, record videos, go do home showcases, get out in your community and post that content and be consistent with it.
Consistency is king, right?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing that a lot of people miss. Like, man, I was really good yesterday, but then I took the rest of the week off.
Right.
And you don't get the reward.
Yeah, it actually takes work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Back to work, you slacker.
Oh, I love that one. I always got to figure out a time to slip that one in there.
Yeah.
Do whatever. No, that's awesome, man. And I'm sure a lot of the agents that you're working with, both of you being really successful, mortgage, real estate side. How about, have you been reading any cool books lately?
Yeah, so I've knocked out a couple. I always read when I fly. It's like every book I buy, you can find at the airport, like those little Hudson booksellers or whatever. That's where I always get my books. So the last couple I knocked out, Seinfeldia. I'm a big Seinfeldia. I'm a big Seinfeld fan.
Okay.
And so this was all, they didn't interview any of the main characters, but it was all like writers and producers and people who had like so they interviewed like the real Jay Peterman, because Jay Peterman's a real guy in real life. So they interviewed him. They interviewed the real Kenny Kramer, because he was Larry David's neighbor before they started the show. So a lot of cool, stories, behind the scenes stuff. Loved that one. And then I also just finished reading, I believe it's called Giant of the Senate, and it's written by Al Franken, who is a Minnesota senator.
Yeah.
And he got his start through Saturday Night Live. And so he was a comedian his entire career. He's from Minnesota, and then decided to run for senator. So it was really interesting, his background, and then getting into politics. And then it touched, he just finished it. So Trump was in office by the time he finished the book.
Got it.
So a lot of insights into how the Senate works and his take on. He's a pretty liberal guy. He's a liberal Democrat, but not a lot of bias in it.
Yeah.
You could he believed in what he did, and so it was cool. It was funny, because he definitely had that comedic standpoint that he was coming from.
Right.
So it was funny, but also gave a lot of insight into
Sure.
the government and all that stuff works. So
that's cool.
I read those books, and then I'll go and read the entrepreneur or business book, and then so I get one of those done. I'm I'm going to go read some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And always just trying to pick up different things.
All right. On the plane, so you travel quite a bit.
I do. It's been a travel year. The flight to Vegas is going to be short, so I probably won't get a book in then. But I do have October coming up. We're flying out to Chicago, see an Iowa Hawkeye game. Me and my college roommate go to a different Iowa Hawkeye away game every year. So we're going to Northwestern.
Okay.
This year, that'll be fun. I always go home for Christmas too. So.
All right. Well, on your Vegas flight, maybe I can find him a minimalist book to read.
There you go.
Maybe 10 pages.
Yeah, 10 pages.
Short, sweet, to the point, minimalist.
One book that it's short. You could probably read it on that flight. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World. It's by O.G. Mandino. And
sounds familiar.
That's kind of
read that one.
It's kind of like my salesman Bible.
Oh,
I love that one. So any real estate agents out there as well, I'd highly recommend that book if you're looking for the motivation to get out there and kick butt. Yeah, greatest salesman in the world.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here again.
Yes. Love it.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
We just have fun. We may have to do an episode where we don't even talk business.
That's cool.
That'd be awesome.
I always want to do that on the radio. I get to talk about Hawkeye sports. I'm let's just talk about this.
October. You know what that one should be? Tell us about everything that happened in Vegas.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
All right.
No pictures.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, thanks for coming in. Agents that are listening, again, I always want to make sure that they know how to get in contact with you. So.
Yep, 480-442-9291. Shoot me an email, jake@academymortgage.com. Click the banner.
Awesome. There we go. And the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs, you can always go to realestatemarketingmaniacs.com, where we have our membership site for agents. That's less than $100 a year to get access to our training on social media and digital strategies. Did I say under $100? I did. Okay,
you did.
Anyway, well, hey, until next time, this is Jeff Underwood
and Joey Sampaga
signing off from Security Title Studios. Have a great day. Take care.
Adios. The Weekly Closer podcast is sponsored by Jake Krabbe, NMLS number 877141 at Academy Mortgage. Are you looking to buy or refinance a home? Jake Krabbe is your mortgage professional. Contact Jake at 480-442-9291. Jake Krabbe is a loan officer at Academy Mortgage, NMLS number 877141. State license for Arizona number 0920357, AZBK number 0904081, and New Mexico number 877141. Academy Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 3113, and New Mexico 01451. Call 480-442-9291. Address 15333 North Pima Road, Suite 205, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. Academy Mortgage is an equal housing